Howdy there. This video is titled, Is Non-Attachment in Love Possible? And this comes about from a discussion, further noise, hopefully that isn't coming through too bad. There's a road right over there where I have my motorbike, just on a little adventure out of the town of Ubud here in Bali. So this topic comes about from a discussion online on Facebook some time ago, in which people were talking about relationships, and someone asserted the concept that it is important to be non-attached in your relationship. Let's just say that it's a romantic, relationship of some kind, and I wasn't quite sure what to think of this. And this is definitely a kind of a juicy concept and subject to consider. Is it, should you be non-attached in a relationship with someone that you're trying to experience great love and affection and everything? And it brings up a distinction that I've made in the past, which is that of detachment versus non-attachment. And detachment, I would say, is almost kind of the opposite of non-attachment, at least just in my personal conceptualization of what those different words could mean, or the different concepts that can go along with those words. So detachment, in my view, is that you are not involved, you are not engaged. If you're detached from something, then that something might as well just not be there, because maybe you're looking at it, maybe you're talking to this person, but you're detached from them. And this is, just for the guys out there, this is kind of a typical complaint, I think it's safe to say, especially with women in relations to men, is that men are so often emotionally detached. And obviously women can be as well, but there tends to be more of a tendency on the part of men to be emotionally detached or disengaged, not involved, not fully there. And so that's detachment. Non-attachment is something that is kind of so far in the other direction that that could maybe be considered what true enlightenment is that in non-attachment you are involved, you are engaged, you are connected with this person or thing or society or aspect of your being, or whatever you're talking about. You're connected with it, but you are non-attached to the extent that that thing or person could disappear or decide just to go the other way or die or whatever, and you would move on and you would carry on with your life, and you would not be missing this. And so is that possible? Is it possible to be in a deeply committed relationship with somebody for years, or who knows how long, and this person dies, or they just decide all of a sudden, I'm ending this relationship, and you just say, okay, I'm on my merry way, and it's all good, and it was great knowing you. I appreciate what I learned from you and our sharing together, and great, I'm on to the next chapter in my life. Is that possible to be that? Certainly it's possible for someone who is detached in the relationship to begin with, who was kind of there in the relationship, doing their thing, being a part of it, playing their role, but they weren't really feeling it, and then that person says, well, I've decided to end it. And so they're like, well, okay, whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about someone who's fully in love, and yet when something changes, that person is able to just let go and just completely move on. And I would certainly say that this is possible. The question is that something to actually make a focus of your relationship? Is that something to actually make a point of trying to be non-attached in a relationship? Because I think what most people will do, if they're keeping that in mind, if they're like, this is an important quality to have in a relationship is one of non-attachment. What most people are actually going to do is be detached and just not invest themselves truly in it, so that, you know, if things change, they can move on and not not be too troubled by it. And in my view, that's basically wasting your time. Like, there's no point in experiencing a relationship in which, relationships are our greatest opportunity to learn and to grow. There's just no point really in doing it if you're not going to put yourself fully into it. And so this concept of non-attachment is really the totally opposite direction of fully investing yourself in it and letting go of any concepts of being attached or non-attached. Excuse me, there's some guys here, one of them with a gun about to point it into a tree. This is interesting. They're looking for something. Here, grab the camera. Hello. Hunting? No. America. Yeah. So my ultimate point then is, even if this state of true non-attachment is achievable, that I don't think that is something to make a sort of a priority or a main point in your relationships, is to try to be non-attached, because that is not a state of consciousness that you come to with truth and depth and honesty through just trying to be non-attached. That is a state of being that is like a whole nother level, a whole nother dimension of consciousness, in which you've truly and fully worked through all of your inner stuff, to the extent that you can invest yourself completely in an experience, whether it's a relationship or just your life in general, or your physical belongings in life, or the place that you live, whatever different aspects of your life that you consider important, and that you are involved in being connected to and relating to in some fashion. Coming to a true place of being non-attached, you don't get there by being removed, by being detached, by not investing yourself fully. That is really the quest of life, is to invest yourself fully in it, and in all aspects of it, to the greatest extent that you possibly can. And it is through doing that that you give yourself the greatest opportunities for deep growth and leaps of self-evolution, is through fully immersing yourself in your experiences. And many of these experiences will no doubt end up painful in various ways and circumstances, especially in the realm of relationships. But if they bring up pain, then that is stuff that you still have to work through, and that it's unfortunate, or it's a pain in the ass, or whatever you want to call it. That pain is so often the route to learning. But that is the case. Is that to a great extent, the pain that we come across in life is just stuff that is held within ourselves, is our own denied crap and pain from the past and denied emotions and everything that we are holding within ourselves, that need to be brought forth, come to the surface, come into our consciousness in order to be worked through and resolved and released. And the best way to do that is to fully jump into life and to the experience. And there may be a point down the road in which you come to the state of non-attachment, of just being able to fully immerse yourself in life, and yet then be able to move on from whatever without an attachment to it, and just be able to move on to the next moment, the next chapter. But that state of being is, that's down the road somewhere. That's a whole nother sort of experience of consciousness that we can strive towards, but you're not going to get there by pretending or by trying or anything, but by truly going through the work that you have to go